Hey guys, so it's this time of the year where basically I'm going to do an album tag that I did last year. This is created by Random Me 2011. So check out her channel. She has great videos, and I just love watching her videos. And I thought I enjoyed doing it last year, and it's a pretty good tag to review what was released this year. And yes, so there's some questions. I'll put them in the description below. I'm kind of breaking a little bit of the rules of the tag to include a bit more albums, but yeah, so you'll understand it once I start showing you guys what albums I have for each question. So for the first question is favorite album of 2015. So I like to divide it into girl groups or girl artists, female artists, and male artists, and then full-length albums and mini albums. So for full-length albums, I'll start with the girls. Definitely GFriend takes the crown this year with their album Lots of Love. This is the only album that I listened throughout start to the end a bunch of times throughout the year since it came out. There are a lot of standout tracks as well that could be singles, and I really, really wanted to just talk about GFriend a little bit more on my channel. They have just completely taken over my bias list. I adore them. The music sound is completely my style. And since Kara, they've quote unquote going on hiatus / disbandment news early this year, GFriend kind of has given me like a newfound hope in K-pop, because Kara had a special sound that no other group had, and even for like SNSD, like I didn't even get that feeling with them, but it's only for Kara. And the other girl group that has done that is GFriend, and for that reason, this is just, I don't know, it's difficult to describe how much they mean now to me. But this album was my favorite this year, without a doubt. If I had to completely just say which album was my favorite, for an all K-pop this year, is GFriend's Lots of Love. And I'm extremely proud of them. I can't wait for their next comeback. I'm like always checking every day to hear, or if anyone knows about any GFriend news about rumored comeback, please tell me, because I love them so much. And as you can see, if you've watched my top songs video, GFriend was also my favorite song. Rough was my favorite song this year. If I wanted to make the video as diverse as possible, that's why I made a limit to the amount of songs per artist. If not, then GFriend would have taken other spots within that list. That's how much I love their other tracks that are featured in their albums. So yeah. So GFriend is for girl groups or female artists. Lots of Love is my favorite full-length album. And then for guys, finally, SHINee has done it. So SHINee did a great job this year for solos and for just basically they've done this year. I'm so proud of them. And I know a lot of people put One of One as their favorite, because they've been topping a lot of people's lists. But I actually like the addition of the ballads into this. It a good component that really adds to the album, because it's very coherent for one of one, but the addition of the ballad tracks, oh, I just love them so much. If you see the lyrics for just the ballad ones, they're so beautiful. Like, honestly, I might even like the ballad version of this more than the actual thing, one of one. But I would like to say that even without one and one, without the repackaged and the extra songs, they would still have made my list. Again, one of the few albums, like full-length albums, that I can listen from start to finish. So very proud of SHINee, and I'm just glad SM still kind of cares about SHINee. So for mini albums, you wouldn't be shocked by just me showing you guys this. Obviously, Jessica with Love J is my favorite, one of my favorite mini albums of 2016. This just was what I wanted from her, and she delivered. This is a more solid release than Wonderland, but it's not that Wonderland's bad. The thing is that when Jessica gets to perform these songs, I like them a lot more, especially for the Wonderland album. But there are some great tracks in there's some great tracks in this album. It's just easy to listen to, and you can basically listen to it any time of the year, and that's what I like, because some albums you can only listen at, like, for example, the summer or just winter, but this one, it's a great. Fly, I love I love the song Falling Crazy in Love, great track, but everything in this album is great, and I can't wait for more music from Jessica. And again, kind of being biased, but being extremely fair, I wanted to include G-Friend's Snowflake into this. My favorite female mini album this year, along with Jessica's, but this one, and I'm glad I got it signed, because this was the album that basically made me a huge fan, I guess a buddy, which is a G-Friend fan, and they just left me without words when I first heard Rough, and I knew they were going to be like, I knew that this album was going to be one of my favorites by the end of the year. It's just flawless album, and I'm glad I have it signed, because this album is the reason why G-Friend is just on my top bias groups list for girl groups. And now for boy groups, again, highly underrated in terms of, like, they've done well with physical sales, but in Korea in general, they are highly underrated. And this is actually being extremely unbiased, because I don't stan Monsta X a lot. I like their music. I watched the Survival show. I was salty when Hyungwon was included in this group, but I grew to just seeing him around. I wanted another person. I can't even remember, but I didn't want Hyungwon in the group, but I don't even mind it anymore. But they've been improving, like, with every single release. I like this one a little bit more than part 2. I listened this from start to finish. Probably the only mini album from a boy group that I've thoroughly enjoyed, like, from start to finish. And this is saying a lot. I like a lot of boy groups, but very few have done what Monster X did for me this year. If you've seen my top songs of the year, Monster X had 2 songs, and they came from this mini album. But the part 2 is just amazing as well. Starship is doing a great job with Monster X. I hope they get a full-length album next year, and hopefully maybe like a repackage as well, so they have more songs, I guess. But and hopefully they do win #1. They truly deserve it, and I hope that they do better in digitally, because their songs are really, really good. And I wasn't expecting to like it that much. All In, the title track for this, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, this is okay. Like, it didn't do anything for me. And then I don't know, all of a sudden I just decided to check it out again, and I kept replaying that song. And then I was like, okay, let me check out that mini album. And then the mini album was just as good as the title track. And yes, I listened to this all summer along with like AOA's Good Luck mini album. But I don't want to put a bunch of mini albums in here. But one of the very few boy groups. And then as like an honorable mention, which not really, but another album, but it's not full length, it's a full length album, is Taemin's Press It. This is a great full length album. This basically started out the year for me in terms of like boy groups. And yes, Taemin did an amazing job. Like, SM has been giving Taemin like the best tracks for solos, in my opinion, for their boy groups, and I'm looking forward to any activities he does as a solo artist. Like, and I'm here for it. Like, so please check out Taemin's solo full-length album. Okay, so next question. So, favorite photo book concept. Okay, so again, kind of being biased, but let me show you guys the glory that is Jessica's With Love, Jay. This is my favorite photo book this year. Like, honestly, the amount of detail that went into this, it's just like a photo shoot, like everything in here. But I really like Jessica's photo book for her mini album, and 17's albums as well. So this one, I like the photo book for everything that comes in this, but I don't want to open it. And this photo book as well, this concept did let me fix this. So this concept, they just look great in this. So if you've seen unboxings of this, but this is basically what the pictures look like. I just like this photo book a lot. So 17 took the crown for the concepts. Okay. So least favorite packaging. Okay, so kind of being a little bit repetitive with this, but it goes to Shiny's Wand and One and One of One. I know that One of One goes in with the concept, with everything, but this jewel case is so annoying, and I'm always afraid that I'm going to break it. And I try to look for it around my house, but I couldn't find it. But I have the album B2B's New Men. That goes on worst packaging as well. I completely despise the packaging for that. It just doesn't make sense. It's weird. Okay, so Favorite album by a rookie this year. They haven't released an album yet, or physical release, but I gotta give it to Blackpink. I don't stand the group yet, but of course, because I'm a bit upset with the whole 21 thing, but I can't deny they released one of the best music this year. Playing with Fire, one of my favorite songs this year. I completely obsessed with the track, and Stay is a great song. Boombaya, it's an okay track, and Whistle took the cake for me. But for girl groups is Blackpink, and then for boy groups is NCT 127, or NCT in general. Yeah, this is probably the only rookie boy group that I bought, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember. I think this is the only group that I like the title track. The other tracks in this are pretty good. Really surprised. I pre-ordered their mini album. Because I don't know, I have high hopes for them, but I am not going to buy a bunch of versions if they do like different versions. But yes, NCT, my favorite rookies for this year for boy groups. And an album that surprised me this year, and I gotta give it to two girl groups. One that was extremely surprising was Uju Sonyo, or Cosmic Girls, The Secret, their second mini album. And I made a long video about basically my journey with Cosmic Girls. I did not enjoy their first release at all, like not one bit. And I was a little bit upset because I always put Starship groups into high standards, because I've enjoyed Boyfriend's music. They have their own sound. I've enjoyed Monster X, and obviously I've enjoyed Sistar. So I was like, okay, new girl group, I'm expecting a lot from them. The whole astrology concept was really exciting me about it. It's excited me a lot about their music and everything, but they didn't do anything for me. The tracks are pretty forgettable, but I actually might buy their first mini album, because I can see them growing on me with their future releases. So I want to have everything they have put out, and that's why I pre-ordered their new release, because this album surprised me so much, and I almost did not even listen to this. Some of my friends on Google Plus actually posted the video for Cosmic Girls, The Secret, and I actually ignored the music video when it came out, because it's how much I just did not like their first album. And it's not that I dislike the girls' music, which is not for me. And when I heard Secret, I was just so shocked how much they changed. And a big factor was just Yeonjung's vocals being added to this group. I don't even know any of the members, to be honest, but they sing pretty well. But just adding her to the group just did something to them. They started shining, and I've seen the live stages, and she just rocks it. And the other singers, the other main vocals or lead vocals, they are really good as well. And I might start memorizing the members' names. But this is a good release that surprised me a lot. Definitely changed my mind for Cosmic Girls, and hopefully it doesn't go back to that, because I'm really looking forward to the comeback. And then Twice Coaster. This album is not amazing or out of this world. but it surprised me because Twice doesn't have like the best B-sides, and it surprised me because it was a huge jump of improvement. These ones I could listen to more than once. TT was a great song, and yes, so don't really have to talk much about this. I made an unboxing, but it really surprised me. Like, I'm quite satisfied with what Twice has been doing. And then, favorite Japanese release. Honestly, this was a slow year for K-pop in Japan. For the artists that I follow, and nothing really. I don't think I bought anything that was released this year. But this album is probably one of the few albums that I bought that were released this year. This is Double S's 301's Eternal S, their first mini album in Japan. They just released a second one, or it's going to be released, I don't know. But I enjoyed this one, and it's so difficult to find any other music videos. But when I heard some of the tracks, I was like, okay, I need to get this and support the guys. I like Pain, their mini album, so I might get that in next year, but it's not on a high priority list as other groups right now. But yes, this was, I think, the only Japanese release that I bought that was released this year from a Korean artist. Okay, and then a random recommendation for this year, and this was, for me, this was the year for girl groups. I usually, because if you watch my channel or seen my collection videos, I don't only focus on girl groups. I collect boy groups as well, and obviously Donbang is my ultimate bodice group, so it's not that I dislike boy groups, but the girl groups were on the roll this year, and I've enjoyed a lot of releases from girl groups, and I really wanted to talk about Oh My Girl as well, and because this year was tough for me. Obviously, I mentioned this in a lot of videos, a lot of groups disbanding and all of that, and I wanted to just recommend a decent girl group that I like from all the ones that have come out this past year and last year as well. And Oh My Girl has definitely made their own lane for me and their own unique sound. And the thing with Oh My Girl is that I don't see any other girl groups performing their songs because they have this really unique fairy tale mystical sound. I don't know how to describe it, but with songs like Closer, Windy Day, Liar Liar, One Step, Two Step, just they have done something special for me, and I'm really looking forward to whatever they're going to release next year. I'm also, a little bit worried for one of the members that is suffering from anorexia, and so the thing is, like, I don't know if they might just promote without her, and that's kind of upsetting, not seeing one of the girls perform. But, or maybe she just ends up leaving because she can't keep up and she's holding the book group back. I don't know. But whatever they have in store for next year, I'm really going to back it up because I know they're going to continue releasing great music. WM has done a great job with everything that B1A4 has done from the very beginning, so I don't expect anything less from Oh My Girl. And yes, I'm looking forward to Oh My Girl, so please check out Windy Day because it's a great release, great tracks. If I had to basically do a recommendation of a track that I enjoyed a lot, it was One Step, Two Step, which is written by Jin Young from B1A4. And like I mentioned in a lot of videos, I really, really want him to take full control of Oh My Girl's music because he has grasped what works well for them with their voices. I don't know, But if you listen to their sound, if you're familiar with Oh My Girl, you know what I'm talking about. And yes, this is my album tag for 2016. I try to show as much diversity as possible, but I was extremely biased towards G-Friend this year. They were on the top of my list for music, and that's why they've become such an important girl group for me. And yes, I hope everyone has a happy new year, and hopefully the new year is a great start for K-pop, because I'm looking forward to all the January comebacks. So see you guys on the next video. I'm still working on my collection video, so that'll probably be up in January because it's really difficult to make. Okay, bye guys.